Hey graphic designers, this is Mr. Granlund here, and I want to show you how to make a summer flag using Scotch's flag designing app. Alright, so the whole point of having different apps inside of this class is to kind of expose you to the idea that designers will sometimes create their own digital tools to make certain aspects of their job easier. If you have to design 3,000 flags for like some video game or something like that, you don't want to sit there in Photoshop and design each one-on-one. It'd be easier if you kind of had like a little app that you wrote yourself that would kind of spit out flag designs for you. And so it's just a different way of thinking about design. But for this, we're going to use somebody else's flag designer and create a flag design that represents our summer. So the first thing to think about is what happened over your summer and how are you going to represent that? And we have divisions. So we have, I'm going to just kind of, this is the blankest flag in the world. And we can have different divisions, and it allows us to choose the different colors for each of these areas. And you want to think about, what was my summer like? What kind of colors represent my summer? I worked a lot in the basement, which was very dark, and I broke up a lot of concrete and did a lot of construction. And I think that this, kind of like the idea of like building blocks, kind of makes sense to me. Then I think about overlays. You know, do I want like any of these extra spaces that kind of comes through here? Kind of like this one. It kind of reminds me of like caution. I actually injured myself a bunch over the summer doing this construction. And I also want to think about, you know, what are some of the other things that happened? You know, definitely there were protests that went on this summer, and that impacted me greatly as I think about it. But this this foreground color on the fist kind of clashes with the stuff in the background, so maybe I'll change this black color to be more of a red. I don't really like that. That's not working. That might work. Okay. And so here's my flag, and I'm going to open as a standalone SVG. And there's two things you can do. You can zoom in by doing Control and plus. And then once you've zoomed in, you can do, you know, screen capture. You might have a screen capture button, or you might have a snipping tool. And basically all we're doing is we're getting this picture so that we can turn it in. Okay, so this is my picture here. I can save it. Flag. The other thing I can do is right click and save as. And this is an SVG file, and I'm going to call this flag. And now I'm going to head back to Schoology, and I can click on submission and submit those flags that I saved from either saving my screen capture or saving that SVG file. Turning either of those in works well. And here's a previous flag that I did, and you can see kind of what that looks like. Alright, I hope this helps you designers. A quick and easy one. Also, when you submit, make sure that you write a few sentences about the symbolism that you use. So, you know, the black fist power describes kind of some of the civil unrest that we saw in Minneapolis. The yellow stripe in the corner represented kind of the caution, I hurt myself. And then this checkboard pattern represented, you know, how I was building a lot this summer. And that's what my flag represents. I would type those things in as like a comment as I turn it in, and then that is complete. Shouldn't take you more than a couple of minutes. All right, good luck, designers.